course, thank you. Well, gosh, it's been about 3 years now since we really came up with the concept, and we're having our 6-month anniversary this coming Thursday, doing a big winemakers dinner for that. And we really decided on the concept. Well, I met Steve, my business partner, working at Deldado Vineyards, and he came over from New York, really wanting to open up a wine bar. He's our sommelier, and I married a chef, so we always wanted to open up our own restaurant. So we sort of met in the middle, coming up with an idea to have a wine bar with wine pairing foods. And it took about 1.5 years from the beginning to the end to really come up with Carpe Diem's concept, and let alone the name Carpe Diem. That took over 1 year to come up with. We had Quattro and all these fun names we came up with. They were all taken, or this didn't work for this idea. And we really sat down one night and we're like, why are we even doing this? What's the point? What's really going to represent us? And Chef actually was like, well, we're trying to live in the moment and take advantage of it. And Steve's like, seize the day. And I'm like, Carpe Diem. And his favorite movie is Dead Poets Society, because he was a history teacher. And that's the big famous quote throughout the movie. And we all just sat there and looked at each other and we're like, finally, we got it. So from that point on, we found this location, which we were very lucky to. It took over 9 months of checking out different sites throughout downtown Napa. We were all very aware of the potential downtown Napa has and is going through of such success, such tourism, so many restaurants. Iron Chefs are opening restaurants, Morimoto, Tyler Florence. It's so fun to be a part of it. And when we found this location, it's actually in a historical landmark, the old Alexandria Hotel, built in 1888 actually. And we're like, oh, that's so neat. Again, Steve being the history teacher, and the fact they have a basement down below for all of our wine storage. We don't have to pay for anything, huge cooling units. It always stays about 60 degrees, which is perfect anyways. And we signed the lease. Took 6 months of entire renovation. It used to be an old Italian restaurant called La Gondola, big booths. It didn't have any bar or anything here. And we just watched it transform every day. Every day we'd get up, come here, watch what was happening, come up with ideas. We'd be tasting wines out in the main hall, trying to put together the wine list, and Scott would be practicing new menu items in the kitchen. And it's a lot of work to put together a simple menu. And we don't have, we're no French Laundry. We don't have a huge menu, but it's excellent. And I really feel like we've been impressing people with the food quality, and we use all just local, organic, sourced ingredients. Sometimes we'll import things like our cheeses or charcuterie selections, just because there's quite a variety out there in the world. Same with our wines. We got about 70% local Napa wines, which we want to obviously emphasize where we are, and people come from all over the world to Napa to enjoy the wines. And Steve's really worked so hard putting together the list. It's stuff you've never heard of. I'm from here, and I've never heard of half of the stuff on the list. It's all family-run wineries, and it's neat to give people the opportunity to try things that they would have never otherwise, because they don't even have a winery to go taste at. Well, June 16th, 2010, 6 months ago almost, and it's been quite a wild ride since we've begun. It's exceeded all of our expectations. We've had so much fun. And to be honest, the best part for me is all of our repeat customers. We've made friends here that I couldn't have found or made otherwise. We have our local Norm that comes. We've kind of nicknamed ourselves the Cheers Bar in Napa, because at any given time we'll know half of the people in the restaurant. And that really makes it fun for us, because we create these personal relationships. Oh, how's your mom doing? Oh, how was your trip to France last week? It's really fun. And it's great too, because we do get that tourism as well, because they want to go to the local spot. They want the place with the fantastic wine list, what some travel writers have said, best bang for the buck. We have a great menu that you can enjoy time and time again. It's always changing seasonally, and it's a great thing. I just learned so much about what customers want from an experience. And we're all in the industry. We want to go out and enjoy good food and wine. That's why we're here, really. Anybody that lives in Napa, for the most part, is here just because of their passion. And we wanted to create a place where we could all enjoy it together, really. Someplace where it's welcoming. There's so many 5-star restaurants out there, White Linens, that whole thing. We didn't want to create another one of those. We wanted more of a place where us locals could go and enjoy a great glass of wine, with a wine list always changing, and talk the winemaker from some famous wineries right down a couple chairs over, talk to them about how harvest is going, and talk to your other friends over in the corner about, you know, how sales were at their winery that day. We just really wanted a place that we knew we would want to go with a welcoming vibe to it, because I have noticed it lacks in certain areas in Napa. You don't feel that personal attention. You're just another customer at certain places. There's fabulous places as well that, you know, enforce such a welcoming environment like we do. But it was just really my goal was, you know, to give hugs on the way out. I think that's great. I think a lot of people look for that in a small town community. I mean, Napa is so well known throughout the world, but it really is just a couple 100,000 people, mainly farmers, you know, just trying to make a dollar or two off selling one of the best products in the world, wine. Oh yeah, well actually one of my favorite places is over in Sebastopol, where Scott's born and raised. There's a couple organic farms and whatnot, one including his mother's farm. She has about 3 acres planted of the best heirloom tomatoes that we source every year. She brings them over once a week on her part-time. She's a school teacher, culinary arts, of course. That's why Scotty got into cooking. But I mean, really, California is one of the best places in the world for produce. I mean, I think it's number 8 in the world for produce, you know, for growing produce, mind you. And we just wanted to really hone in on that and use all the fresh local ingredients. Get the freshest seafood from the coast, it's 45 minutes away. Get the best, ripest tomatoes you can find. There's nothing better than that. The best figs off of the tree from a mile away. And really just support the local people, because that's what it's all about.
My name is Steve Disler, born and raised in New York City, 1978. Well, my story begins, I have this passion for wine, and I figured, you know, why go anywhere else? I thought about going to Italy. My mother's from Italy, so I thought about going there for 6 months, but I figured why not come to Napa Valley, where, you know, obviously it's wine country and it's the best place to go in the world for wine. So I figured just pack my car up, come out here, and it's supposed to last 6 months, and I met Stephanie at Deodato, and there we go. So went from there. So we found this place. We happened to be walking by, and we talked to the realtor, and he had said to us, you know, let's go check out another place down the block. And we said, well, what about this place? Because we saw the sign on the door, and he said that someone signed the lease on it, and that it was not available. And we said, well, if anything falls through, let us know, because this is a spot that we really want, if possible. So that was on a Friday. We got a call Monday morning, and the realtor said, spot's available. They backed out. So we signed actually, I think, a couple days later on the spot. So I'm the wine director. And basically what I try to do with the wines is pair up everything that I taste. I try to pair it up as best as I can with the menu that chef creates. The reason why I want to do that is because that's the whole idea. That's the concept of Carpe Diem, is everything on the wine list can pair really well with the food. And also what I wanted to do with the wine list was create a price point where people can come in and not feel like they have to break the bank. They're getting really good, extraordinary wines at extraordinary prices. So that's, you know, those are kind of that's the foundation of what I wanted to do with the wine list here.
Well, I love the Mamma Mia flatbread. It's got everything under the sun on it, loaded, goes with all the good red wines that Steve-O here has put together for us. What's your favorite thing on the menu?
I love the chicken flatbread, chicken pesto. That's what I get. That's
come on, man, you eat that every night. Mix it up a little.
It tastes so good though, you know. So.
Come on, you gotta expand your horizons a little bit. Have you tried the short rib sliders out? Man, those are awesome.
They are.
Is that your favorite thing?
Hands down.
Yeah,
Cabernet Braised short rib.
What's your favorite wine?
I don't know. It changes on a daily basis.
Whatever
it's all
he's
good,
cooking
though.
with back there.
Nice.
Yeah, we usually use, $80 bottles of Cabernet in our short rib sliders because it's braised in cab because, the wine's only good for 2 days. We're not going to be serving any bad wine. So all the food that we cook back there is cooked with these unbelievable wines.
I know.
It's kind of funny. Well, of course, this is my husband, Mr. Scott Kendall, executive
Hello.
chef here of Carpe Diem Wine Bar.
Hello, hello.
My brother from another mother.
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, kind of came from a family of chefs. My grandma was one of the original kind of recipe developers for Sunset Magazine. She worked a lot with Better Homes and Gardens as well. And then just from there, like, kind of learned a lot of stuff from her, and my mom kind of followed suit with that as well, and she's a culinary teacher actually over here in Santa Rosa. And yeah, just learned a lot from them, and then just on the job, just kind of bounced around a lot of different restaurants, picked up some different techniques and from several really talented chefs, and just kind of here we are. So I'd probably have to go with the sliders. It's definitely probably the most popular dish so far, and it's just really, really tasty. So we actually braise off a short rib in a bottle of cab, and that cab just kind of really tenderizes the meat. And we make a garlic lemon aioli that goes on there, and a house-made slaw goes on the ABC little potato bun. It's really, really nice. But probably the funnest part for me is just honestly switching the menu up and creating new specials every few days and just really keeping it fresh and keeping it exciting. So that's how we like to do it here. Actually, it's kind of cool too because I grew up on a farm out in Sebastopol. So I probably get about half of my produce from my parents' little farm out there. And it's all organic, all just really nice stuff. And then the other half I'll pull from local purveyors as well. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're actually gonna do those sliders. We got a little bit smaller bun, so it's a little bit more of a finger food. And then we also have our crispy olives, which is stuffed with some herb goat cheese. And we roll it in some panko and fry it off. Really nice, kind of get a nice like cheesy olivey bite going on. And then we also have a nice kind of a artisanal cheese plate that I prepared with some little bit of accompaniments and honey and fig bread. And let's see, we're actually right now Caitlin's baking off some fresh cookies for dessert. Yeah, Caitlin actually, she fairly recently graduated from the Culinary Institute up here in Greystone. And right before we opened, her and Steve were good friends. They were actually both from New York and kind of had that thing in common. So right as she was graduating, we were opening this place, and we were, kind of going through some trials on some various chefs, and just really hit it off there. She's just a great person, really, really talented in the kitchen, and so she's been a great asset to the team. So.
We're Carpe Diem Wine Bar located in downtown Napa in beautiful wine country Napa Valley, 1001 2nd Street, right on the corner of 2nd and Main. Our phone number is 707-224-0800, and you can find any other additional information on our website, and that's carpediemwinebar.com.